couple of comments on the quiz problems. The first system of equations, if you graph it, gives you equations, or gives you two lines that intersect. Now they don't look exactly like that, but if we solve each equation for y, which is very easily done, we see that this one has a positive slope and this one has a negative slope. So we got a positive slope and a negative slope. They clearly have to intersect. A number of people drew these as some sort of degenerate system, either with two parallel lines or with just a single line. And we want to be very clear about that. If you write this, if you put these into slope-intercept form, it's very clear that they don't have the same slope, and if two lines don't have the same slope, they intersect. Now, as I've mentioned, people have typically not graphed a lot of equations by hand. They've graphed them using a calculator, which is not a college level skill, and of course that means you're going to have to do some practice and you're going to have to graph some equations by hand until you get really pretty much used to what it all means. Okay, now that's not the case for everybody, but it's the case for way too many people. Not your fault that you've done that, but you just have to get that calculator out of your hands and go through the process. Okay, second system of equations reduces, one way it reduces is this. It could be 1 3/7 3. The second row will reduce to all zeros. Reason for that is that the left-hand side here is a multiple of the left-hand side here. If you multiply this equation by 21, you get the same left-hand side and the same right-hand side. So that when you subtract a multiple of one equation from the other to eliminate the x, you end up eliminating everything. And you get this. And we call that a degenerate system with infinitely many solutions. Okay? There are infinitely many solutions because any equation or any xy that solves one of these systems also solves the other. And there are an infinite number of points on the common line. Every one of those points gives you a solution. Okay. Now we go down to this problem, and I changed the problem slightly to illustrate what I intended to illustrate. So here's a system. If we solve for y to see what the lines look like, we see that they have the same slope, -4/3, but that this one has a y-intercept of 4, this one has a y-intercept of 4 1/9. So that we have two lines that aren't quite right on top of each other. These two lines would be right on top of each other because they're identical. These two lines are separated a little bit. Now originally on the quiz I had this number as 36, which made this number 4, so these lines would be the same. We'd have a degenerate system with infinitely many solutions. But with the change now, we have graphically two parallel lines. No point on this line is on this line, and no point on this line is on this line. And of course the lines have negative slope, but you get the idea. So that there is no pair of points, there's no pair of coordinates x and y that satisfy both equations. If you reduce this system, you're going to end up with, or you can end up with this. Of course, you could have a 1 here, just divide through by 4, it'd be 1 3/4 3. There's really no reason to do that. The main thing is that you have 0 0 1. Now, we have to think about what 0 0 1 means. It means 0x plus 0y equals 1. Well, 0x plus 0y is 0. And 0 can't equal 1. So that means that it's impossible to find a pair of coordinates x and y that satisfy both of these equations. This equation, or the equation represented by this row, has no solution at all because 0 can't equal 1. And now we say that our system is inconsistent.